protest. That's what I'm doing. Yes, I've said it.
And he refused to allow anybody to talk. As usual, the president has, on his remark, called for all leaders to respect their constituencies and make sure they work for the party at all levels. So the history will be on us that even after this, we will live in a very solid and strong party, APC. But that was not even adhered to by the national chairman.
Okay, let me just do a follow-up to that question.
The NEC members, because as the chairman, he has that power at that time. So he just decided to call for adjournment. And you had people who were shouting, no adjournment, no adjournment. That was how the meeting ended.
There was no intervention from the president?
The president is also a member of the NEC.
Okay, our question is
to our polity.
Just before the meeting started, there was a meeting protest outside between pro-Oshiomole protesters and anti-Oshiomole protesters. Did that come up at all in the meeting?
No, it did not. There is nothing that was discussed in the meeting about pro and anti-Oshiomole. You have to understand that leading a national party is a risky exercise. You will have your supporters, you will have your adversaries, and this is normal. What is important is that in the political party there must be expression of various views, there must be accommodation of tendencies, but what should never be allowed is to engage in anti-party activities. And so we didn't even discuss that because it is not yet a major issue for the attention of NEC.
Thank you so much.
If this party survives, this is the only way history will be kind to us, that we have led with absolute concern for the country and for the people. If for any other reason you divide the party at any constituency and it causes failure, then be prepared that history will not recognize you as a leader at any level, at any time. History will not be fair to us, quite rightly, if the APC collapses at the end of this term. History will be fair to us if the APC remain strong and not only hold the center but make gains. Then people will reflect with nostalgia that once upon a time the builders of the APC have made a lot of sacrifices, worked very hard. The sacrifices are physical, material, and moral to make sure that we maintain the leadership politically of this system. This is what we should all aim at and make sure that our constituencies understand us and they follow us to this great objective. The chairman has tried to mention our performance during the last series of elections. What happened in Imo, in Bauchi, in Sokoto, in Zamfara are really unfortunate. I would like you in your constituencies to make sure that you read the constitution of the party, you understand it, and from tomorrow you stick to it. In the sense that what we did for you now and the executive, the National Working Committee and so on, bottom to top. You must make sure that the people elected to be responsible from polling units to wards, to local governments, to states, to here are respected in their respective constituencies.
NEC are dissatisfied with the conduct of today's NEC meeting. Gentlemen of the press, you are all aware that All Progressive Congress was founded as a platform for the progressive in Nigeria in 2014, with change as the slogan of the party. The party was positively embraced by the citizens of Nigeria, culminating into record-breaking victory of President Muhammadu Buhari as the first opposition leader to defeat an incumbent president. Most of the goodwill acquired by the party by reasons of its religious adherence to the provisions of the Constitution and the tenet of internal democratic practices has taken down turn, principally due to the dictatorial and despotic tendencies of the national chairman, Comrade Adams Ali Oshiomole, who have absorbed the powers of the National Executive Committee of the party. This may have been responsible for the admonition of President Muhammadu Buhari, who insisted that the party organs at the state, local government and ward levels must be strengthened and accorded due respect with regard to the powers and responsibilities conferred on them by the constitution of the party. Most unfortunately, the facade conducted by the national chairman today, the 22nd of November 2019 as a National Executive Committee meeting, leaves much to be desired. He completely ignored Mr. President's advice and rather defied all known rules for meeting by precluding contributions from members and ending the meeting abruptly without achieving anything. This is most unfortunate and undesirable. Gentlemen of the press, arising from the foregoing and having regard to the huge responsibilities bestowed on us as the officers of the party and the overriding interests of our members, we are left with no option but to demand that Comrade Aliyu Adam Oshiomole resigns his position as the national chairman in order to stem the slide and provide an enabling environment for genuine healing, reconciliation, and the practice of true democracy within the party across the country.
That same day, Your Excellency, the Nigerian electorate reposed greater confidence in our party by electing more senators on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. The electorate also elected more members of the National House, Federal House of Representatives on the APC platform. Mr. President, I also believe it is significant to point out that those who rebel against this party, who sought to bring us down, who decamp at a critical moment, believing that their decamping will destabilize us and will have no enough time to make up, as led by Senator Bukola Saraki, he and 15 others, all 16 of them, by the special grace of God, the Nigerian electorate has chosen to punish them with their PVCs and their ballot papers. And they were all voted out. And APC senators were voted in to replace them. There is one that is still struggling. But as we speak, he is at 20,000 feet below ground level. And he is hoping that there will be a miracle that will bring him to ground level and then climb the tree to the Senate. But by the special grace of God and under your leadership, I believe that that deficit, there are no miracles in election, particularly when they are free and fair. That God willing, by the end of the month, when the rerun in Kogi State will be done, the 16th stubborn one will go the way of the other 15. That for me is remarkable. Because the message is clear that gradually but steadily, time will come when anyone who use the popularity of a particular political party, in this case, even those who rode on the back of Mr. President to win election, turn around to monetize it, to decamp, and use that same power to attack not only the presidency, but to attack the institution of our party. I think those lessons will linger for quite some time. But Mr. President, there were also side development with those elections. We could not field any candidates in Zamfara State, even though we have won all the elections. But the courts up to the Supreme Court level said our primaries had challenges, and therefore all our candidates were removed, and PDP was sworn in without any effort. In Oyo State, we also lost. We also lost in Bauchi State, and we lost in Adamawa State. The issue of Bauchi, Adamawa, these are states that we had city governors. Looking at the results and listening to our officers from those states, it is very clear that these laws can easily be attributed to eternal fighting within the party in those respective states, leading to eternal sabotage. I think the lesson to learn from it is that no matter how aggrieved we are, the words of our candidate emerging in an election is to be preferred to an angel emerging as an opposition in the state in which we function. It is my prayer that going forward, our leaders and our cadre will recognize that once the primaries are done, everybody can win, but whoever emerges, the spirit of party implies a commitment to stand by whoever prevails, however imperfect the process may be. But Mr. President, we also fought election in Sokoto against one of those governors that decamped. We believe we have gotten judgment so far, but we haven't gotten justice. We also think that if NEC had applied the same frame, Sokoto could have been one of us today. We haven't given up. We are still going to the Supreme Court. We have confidence that we will get justice. The same thing goes for, so I have listed, we also thought we would win in Akwa Ibom State, and in Delta State, and in Taraba State, our people among other states, Imo and Imo State and Abia State. There are others, but these ones, I believe, our members fighting against incumbency in those states put up a tough fight. And if the process was fair, we believe we could have won.